So I'm going to be speaking on the values and behaviors that Asian cultures share and how they differ from country to country. Almost all Asian countries have collectivist societies. So the traits in a collectivist culture are social rules that focus on promoting selflessness, working as a group to get things done, doing what's best for the society instead of what's best for individual needs. And families and the community where you live has a central role in one's life and is often the most important thing to them. People belong to in-groups that take care of them in exchange for their loyalty. And the two most important in-groups would normally be your family and whatever religious group you belong to. Businesses in Asia like to take care of each other instead of one company trying to make as much money as possible. And a good example of this is taxi cab drivers in Thailand often bring their customers to a tailboat to complete the end of their journey instead of taking them all the way there to make as much money as they can to help out their friends. Kids are taught at a young age to respect their elders and obey authority, as well as respect whatever hierarchy they are placed in, and to cooperate in social groups in order to avoid conflict. Asian cultures almost always partake in an indirect confrontation style because they value interpersonal relationships and professionalism much more than American culture does. While Americans would normally say, don't take this personally during an argument because they want to get to the point and solve the problem, Asian people would beat around the bush more in order to avoid offending anybody or sounding disrespectful. I personally found it interesting that in a lot of Asian cultures, the people tend to avoid saying no altogether and say things like not yet or maybe instead of being rude by saying no. So now I wanted to share the research on the main core values of different Asian countries and compare and contrast. In China, the most important values are harmony, benevolence, righteousness, courtesy, wisdom, honesty, and loyalty. In Japan, they are harmony, order, and self-development. In Thailand, they are respect of the laws and the elderly, putting national interests first, patience, education, and preserving tradition. In Malaysia, they are gentleness, respect, courtesy, and diversity. And in Vietnam, they are family, harmony, duty, honor, and respect. Although all Asian countries don't share Confucianism as the main religion, a lot of the values stem back to that religion because they value harmony, respect, and tradition. Malaysia and Japan fall a little bit more individualistic as far as the values go because they value diversity and taking care of yourself more than the other countries do. I also thought that this graphic was very interesting because as you can see, the yellow line is Germany, which is a highly individualistic culture, and you can see how that culture values solving the problem or getting to the point, while all of the Asian countries value harmony and respect, so they would rather be kind than negative. Thank you for listening. I hope you got a better idea of the behaviors and values across Asian cultures.